Hey, hello, how guys? Good afternoon here. Once again, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. You are welcome to Catfish Solution Academy. In here, we give you in-depth information about catfish farming. That means the most required information that you needed as a guide in catfish farming. There are lots of principles and there are a lot of activities that by the end of the day gives creativity and productivity to any business. I said it once again that catfish business is like any other business that you can ever think of. But for today, before I go into my topic for today, today is the 23rd. That is 23rd of February 2022, and today this is very early in the morning, and you can see we are packing the seedlings around 3:30 to 4 a.m. in the morning. Why this is because I'm making about 3 supplies today, and I will be making only 2 supplies myself, while my boys will be making a supply themselves to Aja, because it's far off and the road is not of a different direction, so I have to send my boys to do the delivery. I think I posted the video yesterday, which I titled how to make $3,000 in catfish farming on a daily basis, for those of us who can aspire and can have that drive to follow all those steps. The steps I'll be talking about may be a little bit difficult for some people who does not believe in faith and passion and perseverance, but these are talking to those people, those of us who believe that for what can take anybody to go to a university and spend 4 years for an education, at least it requires for that person to pull up a drive for himself, to make a target for himself that he is willing to do a certain thing. I told you once again that catfish business is not all about you putting fish inside the water, started feeding, changing water. It requires a lot of things. That is why I try to tell you it on that topic that I released yesterday, that it is very, very important for any successful catfish farmers to tap into other value chains of a catfish farming. Which are the other value chains? There are some other value chains that you can tap into, something like the franchising and the agency I told you about. With this, you don't need to have any money at all. If any farmer start up a business with something of like $100 million or 100 million naira, depending on how buoyant you are, I will tell you the fact is that an agent is also this market woman, or this market woman you called to buy your fishes. They are also farmers, but they are leveraging. They are agents that can visit 3 to 4 farms on a daily basis. So, and they are making huge amount of money. I know of some market woman that comes to your farm. They don't have any money with them, but what they do is that they try to build up a relationship with the seller. So once building a relationship with the seller, what they do is that they collect your fishes on credit and take it and sell immediately and return back your money. I know of nothing less than 5 market women that started this, and by the end of the day they have about 2, 3, 4 cars, buses that they are using around to buy seed as from now in Lagos State. So what I'm really talking about is that there are some businesses in catfish farming that you can lure and tap into. If not you, even for example, even if you are the person that is really investing in the business, maybe you have huge amount of money, you can allow your wife to go into the franchising and the marketing. There are a lot of areas you can do so. You can allow your sister or one of your brother that have passion, that have zeals like you, that that is highly productive, to go into this franchising, to go into agency, to go into processing, to go into falleting, to go into barbecue, to go into many things. There are some things I told you that you won't need to have money to invest into, and by you collecting a commission alone can start up a very good business for yourself. So, but today I'll be talking about another topic which I title Top 5 Ways to Continue Making Money in Catfish Farming. So, but as you are watching from your screen, I told you once again that I will always make sure that my video on my activity on a daily basis does not go in vain. So I will try to use the opportunity to give you lectures. That means video lectures, verbal lectures that people are enjoying in my free training class, which is my WhatsApp group, Catfish Solution Place and Catfish Academy. But for some time now, because of my busy schedule, I have not started lectures for this year. I think I only do about 2 lectures on that group, and by God's grace, in next week I will start the lecture fully on that group too as well. As you know that the lecture there that I do there is a written lecture. That means is a lecture that is written down, unlike this one that is a video lectures and a verbal lectures. So I'll be taking you through these steps and a guide one by one. That means the top 5 ways you can continue to make money in fish farming. I will have to tell you the truth, based on my years of experience. If you want to start making money, I will not be talking about those things that many people are talking about, maybe your water, your seedlings. I'm not talking about that now. I'm taking this lecture as an advice based on my years of experience. So the first topic I'll be talking about is your perseverance. Perseverance is a way of you making a constant huge amount of money in this business. If you are starting up any business at all, if you are not persevere, the business will never grow. So you need a lot of perseverance to take you through most hurdles, most stones on the way, the blocking stones on the way. So you need to be persevere. That means many people may talk to you. Like example, I have a farm that I'm setting up, and by the end of the day, I try to give a lot of guides to my client, and I told my client to make sure that he involve some of the family members too, in order to take care of the business, because I cannot, there's a certain thing I can help you to because of my schedule, and because I have a lot of things. I'm a very busy person. So but by the end of the day, you will see 1 or 2 people that will convince you in order to do this for you, and by the end of the day, if you are not careful, this may turn around by one, ruining your business, making sure that that spirit of perseverance you may have will be challenged, and the business may not go forth. So it is very, very advisable for anybody who want to start up this very lucrative business to be persevered. The second things I'll be talking about is your persistency. Persistency in catfish farming is highly important. I said highly important because I was talking to a client today that they are on, maybe let me cite it for an hatchery. There are a lot of hatchery that you may do, somebody like me may do. It's only when I have results I will come out. But what I try to do is that anytime I fail, I have to be persistent enough to make sure that if I should hatch now and it crashed, the crash may be, there are some factors that may cause the crash. But what I do is that I make sure that I hatched back immediately within 24 or 12 hours. Sorry. I will have to make sure that I have results. Because where am I achieving this? There's a lot on fish hatchery, on fish farming presently about 2-3 months ago, which because of the climate change, that means the harmattan, which affects a lot of hatchers. But I'll still tell you the truth, I still have fish to sell on a daily basis. Why this is because I make sure that due to my experience, due to my constant researches, I try to make sure that anything that may hinder me from not doing this, I make sure that I get it solved. And to me, that is a very high spirit of consistency. So you must be consistency to really understand where your faults are coming from in catfish farming. Another thing I would talk about is your knowledge. Make sure that you have enough knowledge. Make sure that you give rooms for researches. Make sure that you give rooms for, I would say, research again, because researches, and you must be very, very careful. This is based on my experience. You must be very, very careful on who you choose as your mentor, on who you listen to, on what you read. Not everything you read on Google or everything you read are correct that can guide you. So you must, like unlike before, that you maybe you want to set up a catfish farming, or you are into that business, or you are having problems, or you are having some challenges in the business, and you have been calling, let's say you have been calling 5 people to hear from them. My advice is that make sure that you yourself, you have to be creative enough to really know a single person that can guide you, because lack of many informations can ruin your business. Because if somebody should tell you feed your fishes with 1 kilo, the other person will say feed your fishes with 10 kilo, another one will say feed your fishes with half kilo. So if you are not careful, you will be convinced enough not to really understand or get what you are doing. And the basic things about catfish farming is, one is the constant practicing you having in the business. That is where you can build yourself and build your business. And the fourth thing I'll be talking about today is your courage. Courage moves mountain. Courage are what we call faith. You must have faith in what you are doing. You must have faith in yourself. Once you are courageous enough, that means you have faith in everything you are doing. There are a lot of challenges we face, by the way. There are a lot of challenges on a daily basis that somebody like me, I faced. Sometimes there's a time I shared my testimony with you about inspired feed that we use. Sometimes, as a professional as I am, I failed enough to check the expiring date of the brand that I used the other time. So, and I know what this caused and what havoc this causes to me, most especially, and to my seedlings, and to those people that have already booked at that particular time, because I have to go back to go and rehash so that I can make sure that I meet up with the time frame I gave to all those that books for me at that particular time. Not only the time now, but the money involved is high, because all these fishes are already juvenile size, and I lost most of them because of what? Because of a simple expiring date. So my advice for you is you have to be courageous enough to start up anywhere you fail. As is normally said, any prosperous catfish farmer, by the time you fall, you don't look back. Make sure that you look front from where you fall and start again. That is where you can see lot of farms that close down. There are a lot of farms around that is already closed down. Why most of them close down is that they lack courage and they lack adequate informations. And three, moreover, after the adequate informations, they put themselves on to lot of informations. You don't trust information. Any viable, any positive information is not cheap. That's the truth. If you want a positive information is not cheap. If positive information is cheap, why do you go to school? Is education cheap? As you can know, on a daily basis, education is very, very expensive. So you don't expect to get a quality education on a cheap level. Even if you are giving a free education, there's somebody paying for it. It's for you just to go there to enjoy and to tap into those educative world and use your creative mind to spill on it and do a very, very good thing for yourself, for your life, and for your family. Somebody is paying for it. That means it's not cheap. That person that is paying for it is spending a lot of money. So my advice for you guys is that education in catfish farming too is not cheap. If you think you can do it yourself, if you think you can do it all, you are still on a long thing. Someone like me that are talking to you, I spend money on research on a daily basis. I spend money on other things to make sure that I get results on a daily basis. I told you guys, my water that I use in my hatchery is very, very acidic. So it takes me time to get many parameters to make sure that I checked all these to still get the little result I can get. I call it a little result because there are a lot of hatchers that are doing very great out there in the country. But the good thing about this is that we have ways of doing things. So God created us in many ways of doing things. With that, I will now go to my number 5 factors. My number 4 fact is what I call no, before I go into that, I was telling you we have many rooms. God created us for many things to achieve success. So my number 5 topic for today that I'll be giving you out, and that is the last one, is what we call, what I will tag that know that you are not running a competition with anybody. What I tagged competition. To start making money on catfish farming on a daily basis, that means continuous money making. Note yourself that you are not doing competition with anybody. Even if you are in a cluster, you are in a farm cluster that has nothing less than 1,000 farmers, know that you are not running any competition with anybody. Note that you are not following anybody's steps if you really want to make it in life. So that is why you can see a musician that is following a path or is using the name of other musician to brand himself. You will see that it will be stagnant. So for you to be successful, for you to be earning that continuous money on catfish farming, you must don't run competition with anybody. Let me take myself as an example to you. I don't think I'm running competition with anybody because the sky is limit. So that's why I can tell you that God has a way of designing, of giving. For example, some people may be highly good in feed production, while some will be good in catfish breeding, while some will be very, very good in catfish grow out, and while some will be extremely good in processing. Please note, since you are not running competition in anybody, so if you are into processing, maybe you are the lies that God bless, that when you process 10 fishes, you sell it in a day and the customer still required for more. That tells you that that is where God said your opportunity in life will comes from. So we all have our destiny. We all have the way God creates things. Fingers are not equal. So if anybody should come out today that he wants to do what I'm doing, he may hang. But what you are passionate of doing, what you have that drives of doing, if you start doing it, you start progressing in the business. So what I'm talking about is that don't run competition with anybody. So don't think that because a farmer by your side stock 10,000 pieces of fishes, you too have to stock 20,000 pieces of fishes without you knowing how much to feed just one fishes. So this can deter your making a constant money. That means continue making money in catfish farming. So I will advise you guys to have that required information and take that last topic, very, very important, which is don't do competition with anybody. Be highly creative yourself. Get information from people. You can get information from 2 or 3 people and make a creativity out of it and build yourself out of it. I said it once again, don't think because I use one fishes to get 50,000 pieces of juvenile or fingerlings that you can use one pieces to do that. And another thing is that sometimes if I do use an egg of like 500 grams to get a fish of maybe 10,000 juvenile by the end of the day, sometimes I uses a egg of 3 kilo to get 1,000 pieces of fish the other day. So if you think the likes are still putting it yourself, that you are still running competition with anybody, you are making mistakes. And that, since you know you are not running competition with anybody, you can be creative in your marketing, you can be creative in your ideas. That means what other people are doing, you may not do it. I have lots of farmers that they sell their fishes themselves, direct marketing. They don't sell fishes to market woman or agents. So with this, because they thought they are not running competition with anybody, they have to sit down to devise means for themselves to be well doing in the business. So I think this information will help 1 or 2 people. So make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel and make sure that you share and like. Make sure again that you subscribe to this YouTube channel so that and click on the notification button. This will tell you when I release new video on this channel. So that is what that does for you. When immediately I drop new video, you could be one of the first to be notified and to watch and at least add more to your knowledge on catfish farming. So once again, my name still may be Odutola Isa Abiodun DTM, your anchor on Catfish Solution Plays and Academy.